what's your goal with like your portfolio? Like the overall discussion you see at this point is um, some people, at least, and we'll get to that in a little bit, are looking to take profits at the end of 2025. But I always say define profits because are you looking to accumulate more of your fiat? Or, as Jack Mallers says, looking to accumulate more Bitcoin, and everything that I do needs to outperform Bitcoin, or I just keep Bitcoin as it yields me 63% on a yearly basis. What's your goal with this?
Lifestyle.
Hmm.
What's the point of money? Right? Money really is an exchange for goods and services. So there are lifestyle chips or lifestyle ratchets that you might want, whether it's a house or car or whatever it is that your personal goals are. And those are the things that are the markers on the way that give you a sense of achievement. And it's not about prestige or showing off. It's just what you want. And so you want that because we're humans. It's the sort of thing we like. You also want enough cash because crypto can be very volatile.
Mm-hmm.
So you either have to have an income or you need some fiat because we have to spend in fiat. And it's never good. You don't want to be spending in the down cycle of Bitcoin because you're spending it too cheap, right? And then the rest you keep in. I mean, the entire last cycle, I didn't take anything out at all because I got income. I didn't need to. And I just bought into the downside of the cycle. And so it compounded my returns much faster. So I was back to all-time high in P&L well before the markets were because I'd just been buying into the cycle. I've spent some time with a friend of mine this weekend who bought Bitcoin at $3 and bought an enormous amount. And he's still got the position.
Wow.
And he only thinks in Bitcoin terms now for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he only holds cash and Bitcoin, and he's worth billions of dollars from one trade. Probably the greatest trade of all time.
I can get it if you take profits at some point to accumulate a little bit more cash, because it's still relatively hard to spend your Bitcoin, and there's still the general thesis to not spend your Bitcoin because you can increase your living standard over the next decades by accumulating more. So what we generally say is that, okay, during an upwards trending market, we want to make more Bitcoin by accumulating that through altcoins. And during a bear market, we sell to cash to buy back in lower again to make more Bitcoin. Or like more gold, whatever you prefer. At least not a fiat currency, because fiat currencies are devaluing over time. Is it also comparable to your strategy in that sense, or?
Yes, but I don't use Bitcoin because, I think because of my experience in asset allocation over time, I can generally choose the outperforming major asset. That doesn't make me a good, meme coin picker or small big picker, but generally I get the big trends relatively right. So I think that I can outperform over time. But if I were to step away and say, I'm not going to look at any screens anymore, I'm going to go and travel the world for 2 years, I would buy Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin, so I don't think it's wrong to think of Bitcoin as the base currency, but it's like US dollars are the base currency, yet we buy US stocks. Why? Because we want to outperform the dollar. US real estate, if you think of a family office from the Netherlands that buys real estate in the US, first they buy dollars and then they try and outperform the dollars. I know people don't think in these terms, but this is exactly what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why if you're buying emerging market stocks and the currency's weak, it becomes a problem because the stock may go up, but in dollar terms, it's gone down, or in euro terms. So we do need to think in this cross-currency way and what our base currency is. So I don't disagree. I would do the same, and maybe at one point in my life I will do that. But that's, I'm in the wealth accumulation phase and not the semi-retirement phase, because
I
I think
agree.
this is the biggest opportunity of all time. So
Yeah, I agree on that stance, and I think I'm at this point. I'm still relatively young, I would say, so I can happily go full degen risk on with altcoins. I think it's still the best time in the cycle to do so. But forward looking, why crypto? Like, what is the actual upside there? Why not just invest into tech stocks that are likely going to do well too, or any other?
Well, on a risk-adjusted return, they're actually better. They massively outperform. As I said, the NASDAQ is down 99.97%. If you take it even from 2017, the NASDAQ's down 50%. So it's an extraordinary outperformance. So it's a bit of a superpower, but you take some volatility to go with it. But really, all this is a technology that has a built-in incentive system in it. So it's behavioral economics meets the infrastructure layer of the internet. So if you think about, and it also changes lives, and it brings people into the financial system and gives people opportunities. There's a very larger reason why this matters, but it also matters just for the internet. In a digital age, we need to be able to transfer, store, and record value.
Mm-hmm.
And value could be everything from our ID to a contract to a store of value like Bitcoin. So it's a very broad concept that's very necessary for the internet as we move forwards into a more digital age, particularly with AI coming at us fast. But it's also the financial inclusion side. It's also the fact that people can access dollars via stable coins anywhere in the world. I mean, these things are revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
And the adoption of this technology is twice the speed of the internet. And it has been. I rebased them both from 5 million wallets versus 5 million IP addresses. And look, wallets is not a perfect thing, but nor is IP addresses. We've all got multiple IP addresses and multiple wallets. Okay, so it's broadly similar. But the growth has been twice the speed of this technology. And so it goes up twice as much as the NASDAQ. I mean, it's pretty simple, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the only concern that I have is that how long can it still go up as fast as it went? Like at some point, you've got the exponential curve, and your yields will just go down along with it, right? Because markets expand, markets keep on expanding.
Yes, so for Bitcoin, that will become a very real thing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But for the entire space, if it's going to 100 trillion and it's only 3 trillion today, will Bitcoin dominance be 50% of a 100 trillion market? No. Where will it be? Where will it settle as an asset class? We don't know. But let's say it'll have the equivalent or larger than gold whenever gold is at that stage. So let's say it's 30 trillion. So there's the 70% that's going to make an extraordinary amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the S-curve applies to the whole space overall, but the returns are still relatively high to come because we're still pretty early in most of this. And we see that over time. So Bitcoin's returns are coming down. ETH was higher, still is higher, but it's coming down. Solana's higher, but will come down next cycle. Sui or whatever's coming up this cycle, it will still have a couple of acceleration cycles. Then it slows down. But, what are we going to argue about? That the returns have gone from 150% a year to 60% a year? I mean, this is la-la land in finance, right? Nobody gets given these opportunities. What is a harder thing is why even start a business? Because I don't know almost any business that consistently generates between 50 and 150% a year returns. And you actually don't need to do anything. You just need some capital.
During these markets, I'm always looking for opportunities to build my portfolio, and OKX is bringing you an opportunity. They are the first fully licensed exchange in Europe with the lowest fees. And to help you a little bit with your portfolio and to celebrate this milestone, they are giving away up to 50 euros in Bitcoin if you sign up today on the exchange. Signing up can be done within 5 minutes, and if you deposit 100 euros worth of crypto, you'll receive the first 20 euros in Bitcoin. Start rebuilding your portfolio today. Go to the link in the description or scan the QR code and enjoy up to 50 euro in Bitcoin.